Welcome to the Right Hand Roadmap, the podcast for seconds in command of founder-led companies. I'm your host, Megan Long, owner of Second First. In each episode, we show you the path to success on your journey as the number 2 leader in entrepreneurial companies. I am so happy you are here. Today's episode explores the challenges associated with COO peer groups and organizations. And there aren't many. While these groups do offer valuable insights and networking opportunities, they also come with their own sets of problems and are rarely as successful as they should be. This is not meant to just be criticism or as an outsider casting judgment on these groups and organizations. I was a member of a number of them when I was a COO. So these 3 main issues that we are going to talk about are meant for you as members, if you are a member of any of these, to work from the inside to improve these groups for yourself. Number 1 is that they sometimes provide unapplicable information or irrelevant training to your specific role. A lot of these groups also have minimum revenue thresholds, like $5 to $10 million in revenue, or they just don't cater to small businesses. There are a lot of operationally mature companies that are below those revenue thresholds, like $3 million companies that I'm sure would love to invest in their second in commands. I'm sure some of you probably work for companies like this. So if you attend a peer group meeting where there is a revenue threshold or a focus on companies at $10 million and above, the topic of the month might be something like global supply chain or some hyper technical AI bot learning process optimization, whatever. It's just not going to feel valuable to a COO of a smaller business. Number 2 is a lack of structure or framework. When there's not a formal structure or framework of how time will be spent productively in these peer group organizations, and I've experienced this firsthand, it quickly can devolve into venting sessions about your CEO or about your founder. And here's why. You rarely get to talk to anyone that understands your position or is in your exact role and deals with the personality of an entrepreneur or a founder. So when you do, it's natural to commiserate with each other about common frustrations. But if there's nothing in place to actually solve these issues, it starts to feel like not a valuable use of your time. And at worst, it can be just toxic. So sure, every COO deals with organizational whiplash from the CEO's many ideas. But shouldn't you then discuss tools and strategies to manage and improve your relationship as opposed to just complaining about it? This also is the benefit of a framework or educational topics being integrated into the peer group meetings. Peer-to-peer coaching is extremely beneficial, but when it just is centered around peer coaching, it's limited to the experience and expertise of the individuals and the other members. So if you're all kind of at the exact same point in your growth, if you don't have something specific worked into your curriculum, or if something's not worked into the meetings as a teaching topic for you all to continue to level up, you're going to all stay at the same level, if that makes sense. When I was a COO, I never wanted to be the smartest one in the room. I never wanted to be the one that people went to for answers, because the second that started happening, I knew I wasn't going to learn anything more from that group. And I know that probably sounds terrible, but it's true. You don't want to be the fastest one on the track. And if you're paying money to go to these peer groups and to be in these COO organizations, you're doing it so you can continue to level up and be a better leader and to be a better second in command and to lead your organization. And number 3 is huge. It's low return on investment of time sacrificed by you as a busy COO. COOs, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, typically feel too busy to invest time into themselves. Your calendars are packed, and when you're not in meetings, That's the very rare time that you can actually get work done. I have even had no-shows of COOs that I one-on-one coach because they just got busy in their day. And that's a much higher monetary investment than a peer group. So if you're busy or if you've got fires to put out, it's going to be so easy to say, ugh, okay, well, that's not worth my 90 minutes. That's not worth my 2 hours today. I've got more important things, or at least more urgent things. It's difficult to block 2 or more hours of sacred time each month. So that time had better have a ton of perceived value. Otherwise, attendance will fall off, which almost every COO organization experiences. You have to have real business problems solved or receive tools that you can immediately go and implement in your business. Done well, these groups are like a cheat code for your business. And done poorly, it's just a waste of your time. Despite these potential flaws, I am still such a huge believer in the power of peer groups or masterminds for seconds in command. It is such a lonely role. You are expected to act like an owner when you're not one. You might have some equity, but you're not the founder. And you also can't tell the rest of your leadership team a lot of things because you're elevated or you're the one that manages them. So they're not your peers, you're their boss. So it's really tough. So I think that there is a lot of benefit in surrounding yourself with other people in your exact position that are experiencing very similar business problems, regardless of industry. So about staffing or retention, about navigating the economy. There's just so many things that are common across all businesses. Second First Exchange is a mastermind for seconds in command of founder-led companies. So specifically companies that are led by the entrepreneur. These are usually small to medium-sized businesses. And we're well aware that these three issues exist, and we're always thinking of ways to overcome them. We are taking applications for 2024 now. So if you're interested, visit secondfirst.com/exchange for more information. For show notes or to find links to anything mentioned in this episode, visit secondfirst.com/3, just the number 3. Be sure to subscribe to catch future episodes and leave us a review on whatever platform you're listening on. Remember, you don't have to navigate being a second in command alone when you have the right-hand roadmap.